Alrighty, so hello there and welcome to Racing Formula League. Okay, so hello there everyone and welcome to the Racing Formula League channel. We are here this evening at the Madrid circuit. Obviously first time we come here for competitive action, and it is the championship leader Terrier who is first out onto the track here and invalidates the outlap there, and so we'll see what this circuit has to offer here this evening. We're here for round number 4 of season number 16, and will of course be interesting to see how this qualifying session pans out, and so we'll be going on board with Terrier for his flying lap when it gets underway. And so it is into the hairpin and Terrier prepares for his lap into the final corner now. And we'll go on board here with LTK Terrier for a lap of this Madrid circuit into the first chicane, taking a lot of curb on both apexes there, and close to the wall for exit of the corner. And now for the bunny hop chicane, I'm going to refer to it as, because you can very much jump over that chicane by going over the curbs. Now through a fast right and left handers, and now through the banked corner. And so down a bit of a hill and towards the left hand corner. Maybe get numbers. Get the corner numbers up. And so 30 of them there. Into the final sector of the lap now. Last couple of corners now. And through the final corner. Cross line and a 1:30.2 for LTK Terrier. So Pro 8 crossing the line, 32.3 for the McLaren driver. Zombie crossing the line, a 34.2, and Matty second, 32.3 as well for them. Goes into second position, just ahead of Sprite, and now it's Verstappen 95 across the line into fourth position, a 33.9 for them. A small girl around the final corner, hitting the wall a bit there, I think, and it's a cross line P4 still, so 32.9 for the V-carb, and now Tom and Kozlowski still on outlaps here at the moment, and so we need to watch the lap of Kozlowski here in the Aston Martin. Up through gears, chicane of 1 and 2, and then hug the wall at turn 3, and then it's straight mode activated, heading on to the 5 and 6 chicane, the bunny hop chicane, and then up the hill towards 8 and 9. Over the crest, down the hill, and towards 10, the right-hander, and then 11 left-hander. Back to corner turn number 12, this one. Then the 90-degree left-hander of 13. And then 14, 15 here, and then left-hander 16, breaking into 17, under tunnel 18 is possibly flat out, 19 a little bit of a lift potentially, and the hairpin of 20 down into second gear, 21, and get as close to that wall on the inside as possible, obviously hitting it on the last corner, number 22. Cross the line for Kozlowski, it's 32.6, puts in P4. To look towards Tom, Gorian for Williams. So he is doing 1 minute, 0.8 through the middle sector. Don't really know how representative that is. To the hairpin of 20 for Tom. More corners. And through onto the pit, straight across the line for P2 for Tom. 30.7. Oh, jeezy peeps. Oh, that was a big sound. I'm sure you heard. Right. Matty, I believe, has just started a lap for Alpine. And let's have a look through. Let's see how they go through the bunny hop chicane. It's a bit of a hop, skip and jump there. Over the crest of 8, down the hill of 9. Flat out should be through 10, and then maybe a little bit of a lift on 11, and 12 through the banking should be absolutely flat here. Now, left-hander of 13, obviously stay within track limits. 14's flat, 15 is flat, and the Williams gets out of the way nicely. A tricky braking zone for 16 and 17, and then flat through 18. A little lift maybe on 19, and now hairpin of 20 down into second gear should be, I would suggest. And the final couple of corners, and the Alpine going into the pits. Reminds me a little bit of the last two corners at Sochi, the last two corners here. And watch Tom, who I believe is just starting another lap here. And is that? Tyre's not on a push lap, so we'll go back to Tom. We'll go back to Tom. How does he fare over the chicane? Looks pretty decent. Over the crest. Looking pretty nice as well for Tom. Through the banking. Hugging the inside, of course. Through the majority of the corner. Tom using all the track through 13. And backs out the lap like that. Backs out the lap, I believe. Spro 8 rounds the final corner and across the line to set 32.3. Stays P4 for now, does the McLaren driver. And so, not a push lap for the Audi, and some has invalidated. Tarrier is on a push lap, I believe, using all the track there. And hits the wall on the exit of 15. And nearly again through 17. Hairpin, bit of a lock up, bit of a touching into the wall, and that's that lap over, I would suggest. So, Zalewski, is he on a lap? I think so. See the first sector time here in a second. He is up, so improving at the moment is the Aston Martin. On board. Going a little bit higher than maybe actually Tom Gordon was going through the banking. A little bit of a lifting zone there, trying to get some more battery for later on in the lap. 16, 17, smoothly through. Just about flat through 90, that looked like there. Then the hairpin 20. Last couple corners now. And we'll go outboard and see the cross line. Where's it going to be? It's going to be P3 provisionally for Kozlowski at 31.7. Needs to find another second to get himself on to that front row. Matty has invalidated his latest time. And so that means about laps. At this particular moment in time, 5 minutes to go of qualifying. And we'll see if anybody can improve their grid position. That's all. And so, go on board with the Audi of Verstappen 95 for a lap here. Up through the gears, through the start-finish straight. Over the curves on 1 and 2. Up through the gears once again. Straight mode activated. Flat out through 4 for the braking zone of 5, 6 and 7. Then for the crest of turn 8. Downhill through turn 9. 10 and 11 we go through, and now the banking turn 12. Long, long right hand corner. And through turn 13. Flat, of course, through 14 and 15 as well. Couple more corners to go for the Audi of Verstappen 95 through the hairpin, and now the final two corners, 21 and now 22. Let's go across the line for 33.666. So still P7 for the Audi driver. See else Harrier or Matty. So we'll see whether or not Spot goes on a push. That doesn't look like it. So yeah, just waiting for laps to be started. I think that's Harrier starting a lap there. And he's invalidated there. Got a minute 45 to get round the lap, so plenty of time to recharge the battery and go again. Zombie starting a lap as well, through the first few corners, and we'll see how the Haas driver is able to do here over the bunning hop chicane. And down the hill of 9. Don't know why that there's not a official corner number, but it's not. Through 10 and 11 here. Banking 12. And we'll get the middle sector time in a couple corners time. Is it going to be an improvement for Zombie? 2 seconds up on the Delta. Verstappen 95 goes into the garage, and Zombie's invalidated, so we'll have to quickly recharge the battery. And go again. Matty marginally quicker through the first sector. And they will be next to complete a lap time. How's it through the middle? Still marginally slower this time though. So I was lost a little bit of time through the middle sector. Can they gain it? Oh, a little bit of a moment I think there. As the checkered flag is now out and Tarrier has missed it. So a 30.2 is going to be his time. Is it going to remain enough for pole position though? Final corner for the Alpine of Matty, and what can he do? This P4 is going to be the provisional position. Small girl's invalidated because Les goes into the pits, and Spro 8 on an improvement here. Can they get themselves onto the second row ahead of Matty here? There's a few tenths quicker through the middle sector. Oh, a little bit of a touching of the wall there on the exit of turn 19. So, just one more corner to go. And it's going to be a cross line Sprite. Does he improve position? He does. He moves to P4 with a 31.9. Now we just have the Haas of Zombie to cross line. They're up by 2.3 seconds, so potential for an improvement on the grid position here. Rounds the final corner. That's going to be cross line for... where's it going to be? It's going to be P3 for the Haas driver. Moves himself on to the second row. So Pole position for LTK Tarrier, 1:30.2 here in Madrid. Then it's Tom Gorian rounding out the front row. Then it's Zombie P3 ahead of Kozlezko P4. Two Hungarians rounding out the second row. Then it's Sproit in P5 with Matty alongside, and then it's Small Girl alongside Verstappen 95. So we head on to the grid now. And so we of course will have a slight interlude before the race to allow, of course, the drivers to prepare their setups, have any sort of comfort breaks, get any sort of refreshments they may require, and I will be doing the same. I will be refilling my water, and so in that case I will of course be back very shortly indeed for you all. So be back in just a few minutes. Alrighty, so welcome back to Racing Formula League. We are here at Madrid for round number 4 of season 16, and we have ourselves the front 3 on medium tyres. We've got Harrier, Tom, Zombie, those top 3. Then it's Klesko and Sprite hards, then it's Matty softs, and then it's Smogel and Verstappen, also hard compound tyres. So that is your starting strategies for the race here this evening. And so, what sort of race are we going to get here this evening? We've got, of course, Harrier out in the lead in the championship. His lead is, let me check. His lead is 22 points to Tom Gorian. So, top 2 in the championship are the front 2 on the grid here for this evening's race here at Madrid, as Tarrier has already got back onto the pit straight. Let's see how he lines himself up, and very much lines up to cover off Tom Gorian's Williams car. So, just a couple more cars left to park, and then we'll be underway. So here we are for round number 4 of Racing Formula League season number 16, and it is 5 red lights here at Madrid, and it's lights out and away we go. Tarrier covering off Tom Gorian off the start, and Tom's going to try and swoop around the outside, and Tom Gorian taking the lead there away from LTK Tarrier off the line. So a great start from the Williams driver. Oh, and that's some debris in the background. I'm not quite sure who that was for, but into the chicane, and it's Zombie third ahead of Matty, and we'll look to see who has the damage. That looks very much to me like it's Verstappen 85 in the Audi with that front wing damage, and they've got Smogel all over the tail now as they head through the banking of turn 12. And is it going to be a move for Smogel? Not into turn 13, so very interesting there. Go back towards the front. Tom Gorian leading. Still, Smogel going for a bit of a move potentially. Wasn't quite enough though. And heading through. Us having a bit of a look there. But they stay as they are for now. To the end of the lap, and the Audi staying out here. Meanwhile, Tarrier staying in second position, and Smogel moving through up to P6 ahead of Verstappen 95 now. So that is move complete for the Racing Bulls driver, and Tarrier has taken the lead ahead of Tom Gorian into the chicane. Is there going to be any answer from Tom? He's all over the back into turn 8. And I think they settle into position now. So let's see. Are they making any sort of side-by-side action? Klesko now trying to get through on Verstappen 95. Will it be anytime soon. Let's go all over the back of the Audi car, but it's not quite a way through for now. But is that the Audi going a bit deep into turn 13? And so nose to tail here, and still they stay as they are for now. Now through the flat out corners, this is where the Audi's going to struggle, of course, with that lack of front wing end plate. And now side by side they go into the hairpin of 20, but with the inside line, Verstappen 95 holding the position for now. But they look like they're struggling to defend, because let's go up the inside into the final corner. And can it be move complete this time for the Aston Martin? And it looks like yes it is, because let's go up to P7 now. Towards the front of the field. Tyler, a 1 second advantage now on Tom Gorian. See what happens between those two. Another battles. It looks like Sproat's closing in on the Haas of Zombie, so could be an interesting battle arising here as we have the helicopter shot looking through the Ferris wheel. And so can the McLaren get close? Or are we going to see some side-by-side action? We get a view of the motorway. Very interesting. Yeah. I'm disappointed there's no cars going on it. That's my one bit of feedback I've got there. There should be some cars on it, but anyway. The cars that are moving, of course, are the Formula 1 cars. So on to the pit straight to start lap number 4, and yeah, for sure the McLaren Sport closing in on the Haas of Zombie, and with the Alpine of Mati just ahead as well. Sproat's closing in on the Haas. Sproat's overtaking the Haas car, and the McLaren driver up to P4 now here on lap number 4. And Smallgirl, the first driver to get a time penalty. That's quite a lovely camera angle there, isn't it? Nice to see the quick change of direction, and that's sort of reminds me of that camera angle at the swimming pool at Monaco. Sort of reminds me a little bit of that. But, yeah, so Sproat on the hunt now for positions. He can see, of course, that third place now, and he's eyeing up a move potentially to get himself into a podium position. Is the McLaren man. Sproat right on the tail of Mati here, heading into the hairpin. That Zombie slightly hitting the wall in the background for Haas. And meanwhile, Sproat trying to get that power down. Tail getting a bit happy as well there. But now they head on to the pit straight. Not a move into turn 1, but McLaren getting very close to the tail, and that's Verstappen 95 into the pits. Meanwhile though, Sproat on the tail of Mati, and just isn't quite close enough there for a move. So it's in to the pit lane for Verstappen 95. Verstappen 95 pitting, and he will get that nose cone changed, and he will change onto another set of the medium compound tyres. And is that me, or has he not got a front line on there? Oh, and Sproat right on the tail of Mati through the banking corner. They go side by side. Oh, but it's just not quite enough to make a move there. But Sproat right on the tail now of that Alpine car. of Matty's. And is he going to be able to make his way through? That is the question here. On lap number 5, are they going to be side by side? And now into the hairpin. Is there maybe an opportunity? Oh, it's nose to tail between these two drivers as they go onto the pit straight, and that is Lesco in the back, a small girl as well. We can see in the background, and we'll have a quick look at that as well as we get that sort of pit lane, I suppose, camera. But Spro 8 now on the tail of Matty. Is there an opportunity here to overtake for the chicane into the braking zone? And it's not quite enough there. And I think I just saw first spot of rain. Yep, the rain is coming down here in Madrid. The rain is falling to add to the challenge these drivers are facing, and it's completely nose to tail here. Spro 8, is he going to go round the outside through the banked corner? Oh, it's side by side through turn 12. Oh, but it's not quite enough for the McLaren driver this time round. And oh, is there going to be another chance at a move? Oh, it looked for a moment like there could have been, but not to be this time. And so, how heavy is this rain going to be here? Is there an opportunity here for Spro 8? Is he going to go up the inside into the hairpin of 20? Yes, he is. And that is the McLaren of Spro 8 making the move and up to P3. With the rain just starting to fall here in Madrid, and into the pits goes Matty for Alpine. Make sure to slow down in time. And so, is it going to be wet tyres here for the Alpine, or is that too early? We'll see soon. So it's Matty into the pits for Alpine, and it's going to be a set of medium tyres, so it's a little bit too early to put on the intermediates, and it's on to a set of mediums for the Alpine driver. Meanwhile, so let's go. Still looking at that rear wing of small girl, but that's a mistake from Zombie through turn number 8, and as we can see, small girl gets through for P4 as we're on board with Kozlezko, and is the Aston Martin driver going to get himself past here? Still a wait to find out. It's going to be a look into 13, but not quite enough for Kozlezko here. Is there an opportunity later on? No, there is indeed. Kozlezko makes his way through turns 14 and 15 there, and up to P5 for the Aston Martin. So let's go now back looking at that rear diffuser of the car of small girl, and so no one into the pits this time, and it's on to lap number 8 here, and into turn number 1. It's sort of really a corner to set up and move into the next straight, really the first chicane, so a good exit through there and maybe a passing chance through here, but Kozlezko not close enough here at the moment. So it is a 5.5 second lead for Tarrier out in front. Tom Gorian P2, he's got a gap behind of 4.3 seconds to Spro 8. He also has 4 seconds to this pair of small girl and Kozlezko. P4 and 5. Zombie's dropped off a little bit behind these two after that mistake in the previous lap. And obviously Matty in 7th having stopped, and then Verstappen 95 also changing nose cone after that first lap contact. And now we're on to lap number 8 of 29. So it's Tom Gorian into the pits. Tom Gorian pits for Williams here. And what tyres are going to be? Tom Gorian pitting from 2nd position, and it's going to be the intermediate tyre. He's the first to make the switch, is the Williams of Tom Gorian, and let's see how he fares. Zombie also into the pits for Haas. And so that's enters for him as well. Zombie pitting for the Haas team, and it's going to be some enters as well, and also a change of nose cone for the Hungarian in the Haas team. So Tom, he's slotted in P6, he's behind the Alpine of Matty, Glasgow still behind Small Girl as well. And so which tyre is going to be better at this moment? Is it going to be the slicks, or is it the point where the intermediate tyre is the better? Tommy's falling back a little bit from the Alpine driver, so maybe slightly too early for the inter. Yeah, Tom dropping back, so as now Tarrier pits from the lead as these two get close. So LTK Tarrier pits from the lead here for the Racing Bulls team, and it is going to be the intermediate tyre for the championship leader here at the moment. And it is going to be Sproit who takes the lead ahead of Smogel and Kozlezko. And are these two gonna be battling at all? Don't think so on this particular occasion. Tarrier, he slots in P4 for the moment. So we will of course excuse me. Okay, so sort of looks like we're starting to get to the crossover point. Having said that, Tom is still losing time to Matty. So that's an interesting one. However, though, because let's go right on the tail of Smogel still here. The Aston Martin driver hasn't been able to get past so far, but still remains tucked up behind that Racing Bulls car. Is anyone going to pit this lap in the top 3? Doesn't look like it in terms of Sproit, but these two coming in. Okay, so that's close to the wall, but avoiding it. And Smogel and Kozlezko pitting from what was 2nd and 3rd. So Smogel on the intermediate tyre, and Kozlezko also on to the intermediate tyre, and remains behind is Kozlezko. Kozlezko still behind Smogel here. And so that slick tyre still faring relatively well, but it might fade away pretty soon. It's now 4 seconds the gap back to Tom, so Oh, it's now gone to 3 seconds pretty quickly there. Maybe it's the crossover point has happened now, I'd suggest, judging by that time. But then it's gone back to it's gone back to 4 again. Interesting. I'd say it very much is the crossover point at the moment between inters and slick tyres. But Spro 8 into the pits now, being careful not to speed. And so Spro 8 into the pits for McLaren, and it is of course going to be the intermediate tyre. And where is the McLaren man going to slot in? I think it's going to be 4th. Yeah, it looks like. Okay. Small girl back into the pits again. Okay. Let's see what happens in the pit box. It's on to the hard tyre for Small Girl. Okay. On to the hard compound tyres. Well, let's see how this pans out. For Small Girl, where are they going to slot in is the next question. Just stays into that white line. Small Girl slotting in P7 ahead of Verstappen 95, who visually, for myself, doesn't have a front wing. That looks so... I don't even know what word to use for that, but that's a bit of hilarity, I would say there. I don't know about anyone else, but it's sort of making it look a bit like a Minardi car from the classic early 2000s. I don't know if that's just me there, or... but yeah. Oh, Verstappen 95. A little bit of, let's say, flirting with the walls. But everyone's sort of dispersing away from each other at the moment. Tarnier, he's got a 3-second lead. Matty remains second position on those medium tyres still. So, is the Alpine driver just going to stay out on the slicks here? That could be interesting. If the rain doesn't get any heavier, that would be ideal for the Alpine man. But now it's Verstappen 95 into the pits. Verstappen 95 pitting. So Verstappen 95 into the pits here, and it's another set of the medium compound tyres. It's another front wing change, and we can see his front wing again. Yes, get in. I don't know how it's fixed that glitch, but it has. Yeah. Well, there we go. There we go. Meanwhile, I think Tom's closing it on a Matty. Tarrier pits, though, from the lead. Matty Tarrier pitting once again from the lead here. Matty takes the lead. And what tyres are it going to be? It's going to be some medium tyres. So Tarrier getting rid of those intermediate tyres. And where's he going to slot in? That is the question. I think it's going to be P4, isn't it? Yeah, because Kozlezko pitting as well here. We'll see what Kozlezko does. What tyre is Kozlezko going to put on? It's going to be the hard tyre for Kozlezko. And that is also Zombie into the pits. There might be some action out on track. Tom Gorian right on the tail of Matty. Side by side they go through the banking of turn 12. It is Tom and Matty side by side. It's Inters versus slick tyres, but it's Tom Gorian who takes the lead here in Madrid. And Zombie puts on the hard compound tyre as well. So, very interesting that the drivers are getting rid of this intermediate tyre. What is Tom going to do? What is Sproit going to do? Are they going to try and stick it out on these inters? Tom, he's fighting the car here. And he's going to decide to stick with the inters for at least another lap. Matty pits what was second. So let's see what Matty's going to do here. So Matty pitting here for Alpine, and let's see what tyre it's going to be. So Matty's going to put on some intermediate tyres. Other drivers getting rid of the inter, but the Alpine driver puts them on. And he's going to slot in P4. So let's go into the pits again. He's put on the hards last lap. So what is Kozlowski doing this lap? Is the question. Kozlowski pitting for a second lap in a row here. And he's going to go back onto the inters. Okay. A little bit of indecisiveness going on here with this weather. And it's Kozlowski back onto the inters. Let me just confirm from the race director. Yeah, he's back on. He's saying hi to us twice. That's what he's doing. He's gone hard inter, hard inter. Hi, hi. Verklempt says in chat, I've just noticed. Hello, Verklempt. Tom for the win. Sorry. Williams to the top, of course. Verklempt being Tom Gorian's Williams teammate. So, right, let's go to Tom's in, and Sproit's going to take the lead now. Oh, get that speed down, Tom. He's just about done it, I think. And Tom Gorian hits from the lead here. And what's it going to be? It's going to be another set of inters for Tom. Okay, he's going on a different tyre strategy to LTK Tarrier. That's going to be very interesting. I think Tom's going to slot in P3 still. Could be close with Matty, maybe. No, but it's comfortable enough for Tom actually, I think. Yeah. Tom slots in P3, he's chosen the inters. And Tarrier is second now on the slick tyres. It's ever changing which tyres seems to be the best to be on. Back into the pits goes Zombie again. Zombie pits again for Haas. What tyre are they going to choose this time? Let's have a look. And it's going to be intermediate tyres for Zombie. Let me check his tyre history. Zombie's gone slick inter as well. Okay. Verstappen 95 pits again as well. Verstappen 95 back into the pits. He is going to go on some intermediate tyres now. Let's check his tyre history. So it's the okay. So this is the first time putting on the inters for Verstappen 95, and now Sproit pits as well. Tarrier also in for Racing Bulls, and it's another set of inters for Sproit. And what is Tarrier going to do? Tarrier's going to put the inters back on here. Tarrier onto the intermediate tyre. and it is Tom Gorian who takes the lead now. Matty is going to be third once Sproat comes out. Yes, it's going to be close between those two. Sproat's coming out just ahead of Matty. And Matty, is he having a bit of a look? But it's not quite enough, and it's second place for Sproat here, ahead of Matty. And Smallgirl has just pitted for some inters as well. So it's a lot of pit stops here. This weather shaking things up a bit here. The rain getting heavier, getting a bit lighter again, getting heavier again maybe. And yeah, seen a lot of action in the pit lane. As now Kozlesko once again stares at that rear diffuser of Smallgirl. So the Hungarian of Kozlesko might be starting to get a little bit tired seeing the back of that Racing Bulls car. And I think the pit lane's going to be free of any action this time. I think that's the drivers settled onto the intermediate tyre now. And so his advantage Tom Gorian at the moment. He's got just about a 7-second lead ahead of Sproat in second. He subsequently has almost 2.5 seconds behind him to Matty, who has Tarrier very much closing in vastly, at a vast rate of knots, I should say. Tarrier, obviously the championship leader, I think he's done an extra stop compared to Overrun, and let's just confirm that. And there's the penalty situation. Tarrier getting very squirmy there, and oh, was that a bit? Not sure if that was contact or not, but so yeah, there's the pit stop situation. The top three have done one less pit stop, but it's side by side as Tarrier tries to go through. Matty has got the inside line though, but it's not enough for him. Tarrier swoops around the outside and gets himself back onto those podium positions. And so we look now back a little bit towards Smallgirl and Kozlesko. These two have seen a lot of each other this race so far. And will they have a little bit more of the action here? And 11 laps to go, I think now. 11 laps to go for Tom Gorian. And he's looking good at this moment in time, is Tom. Oh, meanwhile, is this Kozlesko's moment potentially to make a move? It doesn't quite come to fruition into the turn 20 hairpin. But Tom, he's got around about 10 seconds advantage to Tarrier. So Tarrier realistically would have to be a second quicker per lap than Tom. So it's a bit of a difficult job if Tarrier is going to look to extend his championship lead. Meanwhile though, Kozlesko, are they closer this lap? Are they close enough to make a move? Not quite this time. Ooh, Tarrier touches the wall ever so slightly there. Suppose, well, that's not Tarrier, that's Smallgirl. Sorry, those two are teammates. That was Smallgirl who we're looking at the moment. Sorry, I was looking at the time for Tarrier to. He's got 2.5 seconds to the next car ahead of him. Alright, I was looking at the time of Tarnier, but I was looking at the card of Small Girl, so apologies for that mistake there. Anyways, we have 10 laps to go here. Kozlezko, is he looking to make a move? And it looks like he completes the move there. And it's Kozlezko up to P5 now. There's some sort of... what's going on? Let's go on board for a bit here. Yeah, those conditions, they're looking a bit more tricky now. Looks like the rain is coming down a bit harder. Are we going to see full wets by the end of this race? Are we going to see the full wet tyre coming out here? Would spice up the race further. Oh, was that a bit close to the wall there? Right, let's see. Let's have a look at Tarnier is on the hunt here. You can see that second place position. It's all about the car control here. It's all about who has the pace here. And of course Tom would love a bit of a favour from Sproit. He would love for Sproit to defend P2. And of course Tom and Tarnier are the top two in the championship at this moment in time. And Tarnier getting close to the tail of that McLaren. And Tarnier all over and looking for a move, but it's not going to come at turn number 8 there. It's not quite enough this time round, and Tarnier's going to have to be a little bit more patient here. And meanwhile, it's Small Girl into the pits, as well as Zombie into the pits as well. We'll see what tyre they go on to. Some fresh inters for Small Girl. Oh, tyres hit the wall there. Go on board. Oh. So, Small Girl and Zombie have both gone into some fresh intermediate tyres. Tarnier with a big moment coming out of turn number 19. Verstappen 95 pits as well for Audi. Oh, Tarnier's really pushing here. He really wants a good exit, and that is some fresh intermediate tyres for Verstappen 95. And as Matty's into the pits as well, is it going to be fresh inters for him too? We'll have a look. So Matty into the pits for Alpine, and it looks like some fresh intermediate tyres for Matty. Tarnier still over the back of the McLaren of Sproit. Sproit doing a good defensive job so far. As Kozlezko pits as well for Aston Martin. So Kozlezko's on some fresh inters. Meanwhile, Tarnier, another big slide. This time he's Still not able to get any sort of overtaking manoeuvre. And it's very intriguing watching this. On board we go with Tarnier once again. Is there an opportunity into the hairpin? No, there is not. Thinks better of it. Oh, and it's Sproit into the pits, and it's Tarnier also into the pits here. Oh, Tarnier. Don't want to be doing that too often. So Sproit pits from second position. It's some fresh inters for the McLaren driver, and LT Tarnier does the same. Goes on some fresh intermediate tyres, and they will exit the pits nose to tail with each other. So now it's just Tom who's not pitted for fresh inters now. So LT Tarnier on the tail of Sproit. There's not going to be enough space into the chicane for any sort of move. Tarnier, he's trying to see if there's space into turn 8, but single file they go through once again. And so Sproit doing a splendid job so far of keeping the championship leader behind him. So can he do so for another, what is that, 6 or 7 laps to go? So, oh, that's Tarnier hitting the wall again. Oh, it's another, it's a snap, and he's maybe got some damage there. Tarnier, there might be some damage there. Not 100% sure, but that looked like something came off that Racing Bull's car. Okay, so Tom Gorian pits from the lead here, and there's going to be some fresh inters for the Williams of Tom Gorian. And still, these two nose to tail. Tarnier again, that tail of his getting very snappy indeed. And what's going to be the gap out in front when Tom exits the pit lane? Tom, there he is there. Tom's lost so much time by staying out one more lap. And what is going to happen for the rest of this Grand Prix? Right. So this task just got a wee bit more difficult for Tom now. He's got a very hungry Tarnier, pretty much just a second back now. And still, the McLaren of Sproit staying ahead. Tarnier once again getting that tail snappy. He's hit the wall again and again. He keeps hitting the wall. This can't be good for his car, this. But he's trying all he can to get past. Oh, it's nose to tail. Is there going to be an opportunity this time for Tarnier? No, it's not. No, it is not on. Sproit has slightly hit Tom Gorian there, I think. And now it's completely nose to tail. The top 3 as we head on to start lap number 25. But is this Tarnier's moment to get past? But it's a good defence of the inside from Sproit. And what's going to happen through the chicane? Tarnier, does he get through? Oh, it's a slide. Oh my goodness me. And it's Tarnier up to P2 for now. But Tarnier's got a penalty, I've just noticed. Tarnier has a time penalty. How long has he had that for? Can't have been too long. Or if it has been long, I've just not noticed for that long. Oh, Tom! He's into the wall there. And now it is nose to tail. Tom and Tarrier for the lead here. Let's see what. Let's see. It's a 3-second penalty for Tarrier. Okay, so everyone's on enters, so we can keep that penalty information up on screen. So it's going to be what? 4 laps to go once they cross the line next. So, oh, Tarrier's got 6 seconds now. Tarrier's just received another penalty. And it's 6 seconds worth of time penalties. That's a yellow flag, I think. Let's see what's happened. Small Girl's hit the wall at turn 8. Small Girl into the wall there. And that wasn't ideal for them. Meanwhile, on to lap 26 we go. Tom defends for now. He'll know about that 6 seconds of penalties. But as he himself knows, it's he's got himself a penalty that was removed last time in Belgium, so he knows more than anyone that we should take sometimes a penalty with a pinch of salt, but sometimes a penalty, more often than not, is legitimate. And yeah, as Verklempt says, this is tense, and Sproit did defend really well. I do have to agree with that. It was a very good defence from Sproit there, who still is only just 1.2 seconds back, so with that penalty in mind, Sproit virtually in second position at this moment in time. Tarrier hits the wall again. And does he hit the next wall again? Yep, he hits that wall again. So, for Tarrier's sake, I hope that's not going to backfire in the next couple of laps, doing that every lap, but into the hairpin they go. Oh, and they're nose to tail. And I think someone hit the wall there a little bit. Sproit's caught back up. He's back within half a second. Oh, and Tarrier hits the wall again. Someone bring up a Tarrier hitting the wall counter. Because I've lost count how many times he's hit the wall now. And oh, it's turn 8 again, and I think Small Girl's done the same thing. Yep, they've hit the wall there again. That is unfortunate. And 3 laps to go, and Tom still leads the way ahead of Tarrier. Oh, and Small Girl's retired at turns 10 and 11. No safety car at all deployed. I think we're too close to the end of the race now for that. Tom still leading the way. Let's head through the banking for the third to last time this Grand Prix. It's blue flags being shown there. Tarrier hits the wall again. Does he hit the next wall again? Yes, he does. What a surprise. What a surprise there. So, we're about to go on to the penultimate lap. Tarrier's now got 9 seconds of penalties. Tarrier hits the wall another time. And so, I think with every penalty that Tarrier gets, it just makes that position for Tom Gorin that a little bit more secure. So obviously, the more penalties you get, the less likely you're going to get them all removed. Of course, with the amount of times Tyron hits the wall, he's probably won't get any penalties removed anyway. Let's be honest here. So, through the penultimate lap we go. I think Tarnier's just having a drift session at this point. And he's pressuring Tom, but Tom will of course know about that 9 seconds worth of penalties. And so, through we go once again. Tarnier, what a drift that was. He was basically, he was facing the wall pretty much that time. He was drifting that much. And through goes Sproit for P2 on track now. So, McLaren driver up to second position on this penultimate lap here in Madrid. And Tom Gorian crosses the line to start the final lap of this Grand Prix here at Madrid. When was Tom's latest victory? I know it was quite a while. I think it was season 11 Brazil, his last victory, if I'm not mistaken, when he won the championship. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was Tom's last victory. I'm just going to quickly fact check that. Yes. Season 11 Brazil. Before we get to... Yep, I think, season 11 Brazil was the last time Tom Gorian took victory. And he's about to do so here. Season 16 at Madrid. So... it's been a long time coming for Tom, but he is about to... Sorry, I'll start that again. It's been a long time coming for Tom Gorian. His last victory back in season 11 Brazil, when he sealed the Drivers' Championship. He now rounds the final corner in Madrid, and Tom Gorian crosses the line to win here in season 16, round 4 at Madrid. And what a victory it was. Sproit crosses the line, P2 for him. A very good drive indeed. And it's going to be Tarnier across the line for P3. And then it's going to be Matti, P4 for Alpine. Then Kozlezko, 5th for Aston Martin, and then Sonby and Verstappen 95 have already crossed the line for 6th and 7th positions respectively. Excuse me. So yeah, that was a very action-packed race, particularly in the middle, where it wasn't really sure whether it was the slick tyre or the Inter to go for. And wowee. So we will see the podium celebrations. Tom Gorian taking victory here in Madrid and lifts the trophy aloft. So, Tom Gorian is your race winner here in Madrid with Sproit across line for second position. Tarrier P3 in the end for him, and it is going to be Matty who takes P4. Kozlezko P5 with Zombie P6, Verstappen X5 P7, and Small Girl did not finish. So, that is your action here at Madrid, and we will of course be back next week where we head to Imola. So, hope you can join us for that. And all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.